Okay, Austin Ammo Williams. Big fight for you. Hamzah Sheeraz, tallest guy in the division, on a streak of 13 consecutive knockouts, but it feels like this is the sort of guy that really motivates you.
Yes. If you know me, you know that I always rise to the occasion, and the bigger the fight, the better I am. I'm always searching for the best opportunities. I'm always searching for the most challenging opportunities because that's what brings the best out of me. So I'm just grateful to be here. I'm thankful to put on a great performance.
Now that you're taking on this guy, who on paper looks like the toughest test of your career so far, have you done anything different in your camp? Has the mindset changed? Anything?
You know what? It's just been a natural progression of what we've been doing. Nothing has really changed. The program is still the same. It's just the intensity, the levels, the things that I'm able to do. My coach will tell you the sprints got longer, you know, the exercises got harder, the bag work got harder. Everything just went to the next level, but it's been a natural progression. And that's a beautiful thing to understand, is that when you do things the right way, there will always be a natural progression. You don't have to make any crazy changes or do something different than what you've been doing. You just have to execute to the next level that you're able to, because you're better now.
Hamzah Sheeraz says that he'll be sending you home with your tail between your legs. How do you feel about that?
I feel like he doesn't understand what he's really going to be up against on Saturday night. It's not a joke. It's not a game. It's a good little pun to throw out there or whatever, but the realities of what's going to happen on Saturday night is going to shine through, and that's going to be him really in the ring with a tiger. And he'll understand. About 2 minutes into the first round, you guys will see a demeanor out of him that you've never seen before. He'll understand that he's in there with someone who's primarily coming at him to end him. I've worked for that. Everybody in my camp can vouch for that. I put in the time, I put in the hours, I put in the sparring sessions. I've invested, and I'm totally ready.
So if you're a tiger, what is he?
He's a meerkat. And I'll shred him, I'll rip him apart. I've dreamed of this. I've been calling Hamzah out since September, and I'm so happy to be, have cornered him and put him in a card where he can't pull out, he can't fake an injury, he can't come down with a ruptured eardrum or something to, postpone the fight for 2 weeks. He can't do that because it's too much attached. He's the team captain, things of that nature. Everything worked perfectly, and I'm just ready to show who I am. I feel like I'm hitting a peak that I've never hit before, and it'll be exciting for the fans.
What have you sensed from being around him? I watched your face-off on TNT Sports. It was brilliant, very captivating viewing. What have you sensed from Hamzah Sheeraz?
What I've sensed from Hamzah Sheeraz is he actually sees that the holes, the cracks in this foundation. He knows that there will be an exposing of them. And I looked him in his eyes. He started out very vigorous. He started out very stone-faced, and about midway through the, face-off, started being a lot of little twitching, a lot of little looking away, a lot of little fidgeting and things of that nature, trying to calm everything back down, take it back to a civilized area and things like that. That's what people do when they're uncomfortable. That's what people do when they're in waters that they have never been in, or they want to swim back to the shore because this is getting a little too deep. I've seen that. And when I had him swimming out in those waters that I'm used to, I can see the uncomfort. I can see it. And that just is a mirror for me as far as how the fight's gonna go. It's a lot of confidence and things you can get. Everybody's in the back clapping you up, letting you know, you got this, you good, you the champ, blah, blah, blah. But then when you start getting punched and you have someone who's coming at you with attrition, real attrition. I'm talking about their soul attached. They're willing to do anything, for a victory. That starts to play on a person's psyche, and you guys will see that. I don't think any fighter that I know any fighter that he's been in the ring has not proposed to him what I'm gonna propose to him on fight night. So there will be a lot of questions that'll be answered in the first couple rounds.
Do you think you've unnerved Hamzah Sheeraz?
Absolutely. I feel like a lot of mental games he has to play with himself is that I'm not who I am. A lot of mental games he has to play with himself is that it's not going to be as bad as he thinks. A lot of mental games he has to play with himself is a convincing that I'm not who I am. And I think that's where we're opposites, because I invite exactly who he is to the highest level. Not only do I, base my game plan and strategy off the best version of him, I base my game plan and strategy off the greatest version of him, something that I haven't even seen yet. I've projected and made him even bigger than what he is and trained for that. I accepted it. I invited the greatest version of him. It was nothing in me saying, oh, he's not that good, or it won't be this much on fight night. No, I ran straight towards the idea and the fact that he's the most dangerous fighter that I ever face. And you'll see the results of that, because that didn't make me cower from the situation. That made me work harder in the training. That made me take more risks. That made me get better sparring partners. That made me go harder on my runs. That made me be more disciplined, not missing anything, things of that nature. So I'm just ready to show the levels.
Why do you think he was able to do a better job on River Wilson bent than you were?
I think, as I said before, height, perception, the physical perception from a human being, that's the first thing that plays intimidation factors and things like that, So I know River Wilson personally, and I know that, him having someone just as tall as him, he doesn't have that advantage that he's normally used to having. Then he had Hamzah coming at him totally 100 miles per hour and things like that. I just feel like a fighter like like River Wilson would succumb to that, And with me, I had to fight River on last minute notice. He was already primed and prepped for a fight he had just fought, I was coming on a last minute notice, and I had to figure stuff out. It was in the backyard. It was in his backyard. We fought in London. I had only been in London for 4 days before the fight. So it was a lot of things I was feeling as far as jet lag and things, but I'm actually happy that that fight was tough. I'm actually happy that that fight took me 7 rounds to stop River Wilson bent, because those 7 rounds of experience were 7 rounds of experience that I had fighting a guy that's similar body type to him. They're not too far away from each other with height, reach, things of that nature. I can go back to that fight and look at the things I would want to do differently and have a true example of what it may be fighting Hamzah, or the experience of having someone very similar to him will aid me in the fight. So I don't look at going more rounds as a worse performance. At the end of the day, it was the same. Same thing said on BoxRec. He knocked him out. I knocked him out as well. So I'm just happy. I'm actually happy for the 7 rounds of experience, because I'm taking that right into this fight.
How much do you want to win for Eddie Hearn?
I want it with everything in me. I am grateful. I'm very appreciative of all the things that he's done for me. My life has blossomed through boxing. I met Eric Woods, my guy, through boxing. I met Kevin Cunningham through boxing. All of these things that have come in my life have been because of what I've been allowed through Matchroom boxing. The fights, the notoriety, the big nights and things like that, having a projection of where I would be in 3 to 4 fights and stuff like that, that's what allowed me to go to Florida the first time. I wasn't just coming as a regular fighter. I was coming as somebody Matchroom is pushing to make a world champion. So now that I'm in a position where I can fight literally for Eddie Hearn, not just them matching me with somebody and being on a card, but something that's never been done before, Queensberry versus Matchroom, to be a top pick for that. It's everything to me, and I have to win.
You sound like you should be the captain.
I feel like I hold that demeanor, but I'm also okay with letting Deontay Wilder be the captain, because he was someone I looked up to when I was an amateur boxing. And to be able to be humble and to be able to be, a student and learn, see the way he carries himself, see the way that he does do the job of being the captain, that makes me happy, but at the same time, I still have the task of a captain because my fight is double points. Hamzah is a captain, so it actually works beautifully. I still get to come into this fight in a humble state, but the fight means just as much as the captain's fight. So it's a beautiful, the way that this fell for me is beautiful.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.